Yes, we can start.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Merhaba.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. You can start, Berna.
I think this time we will be doing this meeting in English only. And so here we are with our jury members. This is the award ceremony, the second part of the award ceremony of the 8th Canlandıranlar Film Festival for animation. Welcome to all the jury members and the team. Efeoğlu is here with us, and Berat is also here with us, and Vincent is here with us. So, would you, before we ask the jury about their recent decisions, to read out their recent decisions, would you like to say some things about the competition?
Who did you ask? Sorry.
I asked you, Efe. Would you like
to
say
okay.
As the organizer of the competition?
Yeah. What can I say? It was nice. It was a nice competition. It was a nice festival because we get a lot of good movies. We had good jury members. It was a good jury meeting also. Of course, it was hard because we have so much good movies in together and hard to decide which one is better, which one is the other. Of course, you cannot compete the films, but you have to pick one of them at the end of the day. And I think it was nice to be with you. Okay, let's ask to jury members, how do you feel about meeting or films or another thing? Who wants to start?
Who would like to start? Shall we start with Milad? Milad, you have to turn your...
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
First of all, it was a pleasure for me being a part of jury of the festival, and also with my great friends Emine and also Abi. We had very good discussions, and also the point of views of mine was a little bit, I think, different, because my point of view is just as a music composer who has had experiences for composing for animations. But it was very interesting for me, the point of views of Abby. He's a great, I think, man, and we had very good discussions also with Emin, and her point of views about the Turkish films also. It was a very good time for me. And also I wanted about this festival. It was very difficult for us to choose the films because, you know, most of the films were so talented, and so most of the things were great. Most of the films were great. And it was very difficult for us to choose exactly one film to say this one can be the best film or the best student films, because most of them were very good. But during the discussions we had very good meeting with Emin and also Abby. I think the result was good, as my opinion.
You're satisfied?
Shall we now pass to Emine?
Yeah, like Milad said, it was a very nice jury meeting. You know, I think we had different point of views, but it was very at the same time harmonious. you know, in a strange and good way. For me, it was like watching so many films was a bit, you know, interesting. However, I enjoyed it very much. You know, I enjoyed every film, and I think it was a very good selection overall. And to be honest, you know, in my heart, we had to award somebody. So that's why we awarded some films. But I think I was very impressed by everything I watched, and especially the Turkish films coming from Turkey. And yeah, I mean, I would just summarize it as a very good, inspiring experience for now.
How about you, Abi?
Hello, first of all, and thank you. It has been a great pleasure to be part of this jury, and even if it is online. It is a little bit a shame because the distance between people is not as we would like to be. And that is one of the things I share most in the festival, is when we are able to discuss directly with people face to face. And unfortunately, the COVID doesn't allow us to do that. And that's my little concern about this, because festivals for me are a perfect place to, especially for somebody that works in the field, to have a more clear idea what's going on in the world in that year. So in a week, we have concentrated in this time the best of the world. And so if we are willing to work on this, to know what the other people are doing is a wonderful thing. And that's also the aim of festivals, is just to make this state of the art in each moment. And so this is the most important thing for me, to be part of a festival. To be a jury is not the best job in a festival. It's really hard. But what we do is we just try to be honest with ourselves, to our feelings, what we like and what we don't like. And it will be always different from one person to the other. There's no way to avoid that. There is not a standard rule that we can follow. Otherwise, it would be the same film that will win all the festivals, and that's not right. And that there are tastes for everything in the world, and that's the beauty of it.
Okay. Also, we thank you a lot for being our jury, all of you. And now maybe...
I can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Abi? You cannot hear me? And the others?
I can hear you. No problem.
Okay, only Abi can't hear me, but the others can. So you can hear me now.
Yes.
Perfect.
Is there anything you want to add, Vincent? You have to turn your voice on.
I think it's great for me to have in the same jury someone in Tehran and someone in Portugal, because I mean it's quite a distance between the two places, in between the two cultures too. And to have Emine just in the middle, I mean, not in the middle, but somewhere in the middle, culturally at least. Yeah. And so to see that people can still, despite all the sets that were put in terms of physically, politically, and everything, that we can still collaborate, exchange idea, take pleasure in the same thing. And discuss all together. I think it's great news, and it gives some hope in these dark times.
Okay, so shall we go on with the recent decisions? Which one would you like to start with, and who would like to read the decision for the winner?
Yeah, I mean,
Shall we start with the best student film category?
Okay.
Just a moment.
For the special jury awards, maybe we should...
The Carlotta's Face, you mean? Yeah, the best student film.
Yeah, it's best film. Yeah, it was Milad's. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we start with Milad for the special jury award? Would you like to say why did you pick the Trois Francs Sissou for the special
Okay.
award?
These two, yeah, I wrote a short draft about these two films, and about Carlotta's Face, I wanted to say this animation completely impressed me the first time when I watched it, and it made me to watch it again and again, 3 or 4 times, I think. And the point of the view of director, and it was very beautiful for me to see a word from a child who is blind, and is at the end we see she has done many paintings, and the imagination of that child and how to illustrate it, it was very interesting for me, especially with the atmosphere of the animation, and also the line of the story, how did it go on, and at the end we see that this girl is a painter. This animation completely impressed me. I loved it so much. And the other one, that French animation, which was going back to the Second World War, I think, that the pronunciation of the name is so difficult. I think
We have French for it. We have French for it.
Trois francs six sous. Trois francs six sous. It's very difficult. There's all the on, the
Yes.
and everything
Yes.
that you don't like in French.
Also, this was a very good animation film because it had a feeling inside, a kind of emotional feeling, and with the perfect designs of the characters, and also everything. The directing was so actually clever. Everything in this animation. Also, it was a very good feeling at the end for me. So I cannot talk as much as Abby can talk or Emine can talk about, because they are most professional in animation or details. I just see my feelings about what I saw.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So shall we move
You're
on?
welcome.
Emine?
Hey, shall I go with the Turkish films?
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah.
Would you like me to read our?
No. Your general idea about the films.
Well,
If you want, you can read as well.
No, it's fine since you guys already read, I think, them. Well, I mean, overall, I think we were all impressed by the entire Turkish selection. I think there's a lot of imagination, and I come from live action. I'm not from animation, and I was incredibly impressed by how much more creative actually animation is than Turkish live action cinema. It was just really good to see much more liberated and free thinking minds who did not feel had to be a part of any kind of constraints or these, let's say, art house principles. So it was very nice in that sense. We chose to award 2 films since we liked both of them very much, and the special jury award goes to Being with the Other, which we were very impressed by. First of all, its design and narration anyway, and also the fact that it deals with this very philosophical but contemporary subject in a very experimental and playful way. So I think that was definitely one of our favorites. and also the first film, the best film in the Turkish category was For the Needle, Ceylan Beyoğlu's film, which, again, narration, storytelling, very beautifully made. But also, I personally was very happy to see that someone is also, dealing with some very important issues in Turkey, which is, the Saturday Mother Sit-in is one of the first civil disobedience acts in this country, all over the world. So it represents a lot emotionally and politically. So I think this courage in tackling this subject was also very, important to us. So that's what I would say. And thank you to my other jury members. They were amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So much.
Shall we move on with Abby?
So it's not the statement of the jury that I'm going to comment now. It's just my point of view, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I had two films to comment on. The first film that is Cantantan's, that we thought, well, I thought it was a very beautiful film. So I enjoyed the dynamic and the poetry of the movement, the way it was animated with such a beauty in terms of the poetry of the movement. And that's something that I like very much. And in this case, it reminded me a lot of a great master of the animation. It's Norman McLaren, and especially one film he made that is Blinkety Blank. It's not really the same concept, but in a way, when the film shows and fades the things away, so they just show in the picture when they are needed, and when they are not needed, they just go. They are no longer there. So I think this is a clever way of telling the story, a beautiful way, beautiful rendering in the drawings and designs, and especially with the dynamic and the motion that I really found it's a very interesting film. And for the best film, I think it was the only award that we were totally agreed. All the three jury members said, this is the film. So, and for me, Am I a Wolf? It's the first time I saw the film, I was, oh, wow, so fresh. So there's been a long time I haven't seen a film that got my attention like this one. Because beautiful rendering, the designs are beautiful, the animation are also beautiful, and also the film language, when the transitions between the scenes, the light and shadow, also again fading and showing the things, it gets a really interesting way of dealing with film language that I found that this film was spectacular on that matter. And since the first time I saw the film, and I've seen it in more than one festival, and I said, oh, the jury are not taking care of this film. This is unbelievable. I really think it's a shame because it's a jewel of the animation.
Oh, nice to hear these. Thank you all.
Yeah.
So,
any of you want to talk about another movie which you don't talk about in your turn? Or you already said what you said in the rest?
Well, I can say something about the French film Trois Francs Six Sous, that I found it's also a very good animation it is a first film, I believe, or a student. I'm sure it's a student film as well.
Yeah.
And the quality of the characters, the final rendering, and the detail, the psychological treatment of the characters was really mastered, and it's It's not often that we see a 3D film, a 3D GDI, CGI film that has this kind of detail and precision and it controls what it wants to say. And at the same time, it brings us to a time that is the Second World War and the rise of the most madness of all mankind. And in today, it makes sense to talk about these issues and these problems when we see the rise of the fascism is back in the news anyway. It's back in the lives of many people, and I think people, they just forget about something that was not so long ago that happened, the consequences that it has. And this film calls our attention to those periods, and we are not free to come back to those times again. And that's why this film is also a very important film that should be seen.
Yes, and can I say something?
Of course.
Yes, and about the content and also Carlota's face, we had the decision to, because these films were in two categories, and we decided to give one of them best film and best first film, and one of them a student's film, because it was sure for us that these two should be should be seen, actually should be get the award. And also, as the other jurists said, we couldn't also omit that those two films. So this was the reason that jury awards, we decided to give jury awards to them.
Anything anybody wants to add?
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully, we can all celebrate and see the film all together in spring in Istanbul. I mean,
Hope so.
Hope so. If not this spring, the next one. Still young.
This spring, I'm not sure. The way it goes, it's not sure.
They're just hoping.
Yeah. Hope, yes.
Okay, I think we are done. Thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to add something,
Let's keep in touch.
yeah, let's keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.